Hey, welcome in and welcome back, everybody. It is Laura, and we got some pretty big energies at play today. Welcome to the channel. If you are new here, we're going to talk about the astrology today. We're not going to dig in deeper with the cards. As you can see, I'm not in my usual setting. I'm upstairs today. My little one is downstairs playing, so I figured while she's a little bit preoccupied, I would jump on and talk about these energies. So today we do have Venus entering into Leo. Right now it is currently sitting at 29 degrees in Cancer, and we all know that 29th degree is considered the anaretic degree. So we are completing the Venus in Cancer transit, and we are going to have this very potent raw Venus and Leo energy being activated today, and later today it is also going to be in a trine to Saturn at 0 degrees 25. And so Leo, fiery, passionate, it's this expressive Leo energy. It's bold, it's dynamic. Venus in Leo does desire, I want to say, adoration. It wants to be admired. It wants to be celebrated. Venus in Leo is all about these grand gestures, okay? And we've got quite a few Venus transits at play this week. Tomorrow, Venus is going to be sextile Uranus. It's going to be trine Neptune retrograde in Aries. And then on Wednesday, it is going to be in an opposition to Pluto. And so there is this sensitive energy, though, I want to say, being activated when it comes to maybe where you've been overlooked or unappreciated within relationships. And with Venus in the trine to Saturn retrograde at 0 degrees, there is the beginning of a new cycle, but there is this call for very strong boundaries and self-assertion, right? Especially if you have been undervalued in a relationship, whether it's romantic or with a work relationship or in a friend circle. And so with the retrograde motion of Saturn in retrograde, I do feel this is triggering a lot of inner work connected to self-worth, right? Because Venus rules values, it rules romance, it rules our worth. And so there's a lot of impulsivity in the energies and shadow work needing to be done connected to impulsivities, because key 25 in the tarot is the energy of the Knight of Wands. And so where did you maybe jump into a romantic cycle with somebody and you didn't quite think things through because it was heated, it was passionate, and now maybe you're sitting at the completion of this cycle, and it might be years later that this hindsight revelation comes full circle. But I do feel there's reflection on repeated patterns of where you jump into a situation because it's been super passionate. But let's face it, passion isn't the only thing that we need in relationships, right? And so I just feel this energy about reflection on commitment, reflection on authenticity, because all of these energies are building in the background. And like I said, the Venus, Uranus, Neptune will perfect tomorrow. The Venus opposite Pluto is going to perfect on Wednesday. And then we've got some other energies at play leading all the way into later this week to open up this portal gateway of some healing. I also feel third-party exposure in these energies today. And so I do feel with that Knight of Wands energy, and I do feel it in reverse, there very well could be an unexpected departure in the energies today. There could be like a massive unexpected shift in the direction that you're taking for your life. So there could be a revelation. I feel there very well could be a revelation of something that is unstable, something here that just can't continue moving into these new cycles, because we did just have that new moon in Leo. We're kind of riding the coattails of that energy. Let me pull up the astrology here. So right now, too, we have the moon now transiting in Libra. And so we do have Saturn and Neptune in an opposition to the moon in Libra, which is creating this need to find that balance, right? We've got the ascendant in Pisces. You're going to see it right up here on the screen. You're going to see what I'm talking about. And so right now, there is this need to take charge. There is victory, right? And so right now we're kind of overcoming these distorted program beliefs about commitment, about relationships, about maybe taking action on behalf of ourselves. We do have the moon going to be in a conjunction to Mars, over the coming days, which is also going to trigger this need for balance, right? It is the energy of justice. I also feel this tempering energy, and I feel emotional maturity, because they're also showing me this King of Wands and Temperance energy. And so with all of these energies at play together, if I click on Venus here, we do have Venus already in that opposition to Pluto. So it's building, right? It is building, and it is creating this need to speak your truth. I feel this Magician, Knight of Swords energy, and we are all familiar with that Knight of Swords energy. It is brash communication. It's one of the fastest moving knights in the deck, along with the Knight of Swords. And so there could be a lot of combative communication over the coming days as this energy begins to tighten and perfect on Wednesday. With that trine to Saturn and Neptune, it is this energy of being disillusioned in love, being disillusioned in romantic cycles. And so we're kind of being called to pause and to reflect. I really do feel to reflect on this new beginning that is being ignited, because there is this Ace of Wands energy very prominent in the astrology playing out, but there's also the death. And so it is like the beginning and the end kind of happening all at once. And there is going to be an opportunity to open up the door to have this honest heart-to-heart conversation. And I do feel it's going to be unexpected. I do feel a very prominent King of Wands, Queen of Wands energy. This reflects a true pair, an aligned true pair of visionary leaders. And I did really feel the seeds being planted for that divine union connected to mission work over the course of the weekend with the new moon in Virgo. And right now we've got massive potential for new romance to bloom, because we do have Venus sitting in the 5th house, and the 5th house is connected to creativity. It is connected to romance. It is connected to fun, children, sex, gambling. And so there's an opportunity, I want to say, to take a risk, to take a leap of faith into the unknown, but it might require you to take immediate action to move forward. And so with this sextile as well to the vertex, there is going to be an opened opportunity for a fated soul connection. And this might even bring forward another layer of peeling back the onions connected to this soul partnership. So if we take a little bit of a further look here at Saturn, let's take a look at Saturn here. And so we do have Saturn in a square to the midheaven, in a square to the 4th house. It is also in a sextile to Uranus. So there is, once again, this opportunity for surprise encounter, surprise information, perhaps even like an epiphany or a download, like I talked about, that revelation energy. And it is also in a sextile to Pluto. So there is an opportunity to complete a cycle. And with Pluto in retrograde, we've already been digging deep into these patterns that are no longer serving us, so we can finally transcend them. It's also in an opposition to the moon and the vertex, which is sitting in Virgo at 27 degrees 13 in the 7th house. And it is in a sesquiquadrate aspect to Mercury. We do still have Mercury in Leo, but thankfully it is finally out of that post-retrograde energy, but it is sitting at the degree of the Tower energy, 16 degree 37. And so there is a Tower energy connected to what I want to say is a King of Cups energy. And this is collective. So there's somebody here I feel receiving downloads, and it might be a very uncomfortable truth, because Mercury does rule communication. It does rule our thought patterns, our programmed beliefs. And this is a very fixed energy. So there is a Tower connected to somebody's day-to-day life at play today. So I just want to say, be prepared for the unexpected, because with the square to the 10th house and the 4th house, there is tension building between your everyday life connected to your home and your family and you being in the public eye. And I know I'm familiar with that energy as a Pisces rising. I was feeling the tension. And so what I've come to realize with my little hiatus over the month of August and July, my number one priority this lifetime, my life path being a 3, is my children. My children are my top priority. My children come first, and I know we're getting ready for back to school here, and it's registration week, and I do homeschool my youngest, and so there's been a lot of reworking and reevaluating my day-to-day life, my day-to-day structure, all while being able to fill my own cup, which is why we're going to opt out of the cards today. But I just want to say there is a major realignment being sparked in the energies today with this very potent Venus energy to prepare us for what is coming at the end of the week with Mercury in a trine to Chiron, which is opening up a very healing portal of communication to spark that conversation. But I do feel massive potential for shadow work today, connected to soul work, connected to soul romance, and to release that, I want to say bitterness of maybe being overlooked or underappreciated in relationships. Because what I've learned along my life journey is it isn't always about the big grand gestures. It really isn't. It's about the small mundane things that we do every day that shows people that we love them, right? It is about the service that we bring into the relationships, and it isn't really about those big gestures. Although, yes, we all deserve to be celebrated, we all deserve to be adored, but it's the small little things that we do every day that show that we appreciate others and that we are appreciated. 11:11 on the timer. I'm going to leave that there. I hope you all have a great day ahead. Please feel free to like the video, comment down below if you're resonating with the message that I am putting out there today, and of course subscribe if you are new here to the channel. We'll see you all again next time.